you won't succeed at no way.
Amen.
It'll all fall down.
Amen.
It'll crumble right in your hand. You'll look at it and won't understand why it won't work. It won't work because God ain't doing it. But God can take somebody else, will give them the same idea. They don't have no money, they don't have no connections, they don't have nobody to lean on, but everything they do succeeds and prosper. Why? Because God is working with them. That's what we need. You don't need a whole bunch of people. What you need is God.
Yes.
God makes the difference.
Amen.
Trying to do it without God, baby, you set yourself up for a hard road. You set yourself up for a hard time. You need God. Okay, another thing when we deal with God, it has the purpose. Prayer has the purpose, and I talked about this a little bit, of developing my intimacy or my union with God. There's two types of ways we can live as Christians. Two ways we can live. It's in the book of Corinthians. The Bible talks about being carnal-minded or being spiritual-minded. It's in the book of Corinthians. 1 Corinthians talks about two types of people. It talks about a man that's carnal-minded versus a man that's spiritual-minded. To be carnal-minded means that you have an earthly mindset, natural, carnal, fleshly, carnality, carnivorous, meat eater, earthly, fleshly, devouring the flesh. He says if you're carnal in your thinking, earthly, natural in your thinking, he says it'll cause you to die, cause you to be defeated. Because you cannot live for God with a carnal mind. So he says if you're going to live for God, you have to have a spiritual mind. What does it mean to have a spiritual mind? To have a spiritual mind is to have an elevated way of thinking. To have a spiritual mind is to have an elevated way of thinking, where I don't look at myself and I don't look at life according to the natural, according to the flesh, but according to the Word of God. And when I am spiritual in my thinking, it causes my life or my level of living to be elevated. When I'm spiritual in my thinking, it causes my life to be elevated. Do you not know that the way you handle problems all deal with your mindset? The way you handle stress, the way you handle frustration. One person deals with the same problem one way and somebody else deals with another way, all because of their mindset. Same problem. Same problem. But one person has a different way of looking at it. And because their way of thinking is different, they're able to deal with the problem differently. I teach you guys all the time that your body is always subject to your mind. Always. Always subject to your mind. There was a situation one night, middle of the night. I was dreaming. And in my dream, I swung. Laying in the bed, middle of the night. And I swung. And popped my wife on the butt. Pop! And she yelled out. Ah! And I said, oh, baby, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. but my body reacted with what was going on in my mind. That's how powerful your mind is. Understand this principle. When you elevate your thinking, you elevate your life. When you elevate your mindset, you elevate your way of living. What comes to you, the law of attraction, has a lot to do with your level of thinking. Where you find comfort at has to do with your level of thinking. One person can go in the room and sit down and be comfortable there. Somebody else can go in the room and say, you know what, it's too dirty in here. I can't be comfortable here. What's the difference? The mind. One person can be in a relationship and say, you know what, this is a good relationship. Somebody else can be in the same relationship and say, I'm not happy here. You're not treating me right. Why? Because the mind determines what you will accept and what you won't.
Amen.
Your mind tells you rather what you can deal with and what you can't deal with. And if you have lived in a situation or been in a situation and your mind has become accustomed to a certain lifestyle, then you're comfortable there. You're comfortable there. There are some just off the point, but dealing with the point. There are some people who have been beat down by life, who can be in a relationship and know that the person that in a relationship is not faithful, but stay there anyway. Because life has beat them down so much that they have come to a place where they are happy or they are comfortable being with somebody who's not faithful to them. They'd rather have a piece of somebody than nobody at all. And then you got somebody else who say, you know what, I deserve my own.
Amen.
And if I can't have my own, then I'd rather be alone. Amen. It all depends on the mind. It all depends on the mind. What you feel you deserve. What you feel should belong to you. What you feel you have a right to. If you feel like you should get this much, then you can settle with that much. But if you have a mindset that says, this is how much I want, then nothing beneath that will satisfy you. Nothing beneath that will make you happy. Because your mind tells you you deserve more. Amen. And so you fight for more. You push for more. Because your mind or your way of thinking is elevated, is lifted up, which causes the rest of your life to then also be lifted up. Right. I'm going to wrap this up. So we have very simple. When we deal with prayer, it has the purpose of developing my intimacy. I have to go through some things, Christian, child of God, so that I can properly be developed. God's desire, when I'm going through, not just when I'm going through, but especially when I'm going through, is that I will use these opportunities as motivation to seek his face, so that my relationship with him will become more intimate and more developed, so that I will have a better understanding of who he is, that I will be better able to identify his voice, so I can know when he's talking to me. That's what the Bible says. The Bible says, my sheep know my voice, and a stranger they will not follow. A stranger they will not follow, because they have learned my voice. You know why the sheep knows the shepherd's voice? Because he raised it. That's an Old Testament terminology. My sheep know my voice. The reason the sheep knew the voice of the shepherd was because he raised them. They were familiar with his voice. When he would lead them, he would sing to them. He would talk to them. He would carry them, pick them up. He would lead them to new pasture, and while he was leading them, he would sing to them. And they would become accustomed to his voice. The Old Testament, and in the days of Jesus, when the shepherd came into town, he would bring all of his sheep, and they would put all of the sheep from all of the shepherds into one holding pen. All of the sheep, 10 different shepherds, go into one pen. And when that shepherd got ready to leave town, he would go to the gate of the sheepfold, and he would begin to sing. And all of the sheep that had been raised on his voice, when they heard his voice, they would begin to follow him because his voice represented safety. His voice represented new, greener pastures. His voice represented protection and comfort. And so when he stood at the gate of the sheepfold and began to sing, his sheep would congregate and follow him out. And that's what Jesus said, my sheep know my voice.
Yes, yes.
Because I've been singing to him. Through his trials and tribulations, through his ups and downs, I've been singing to him. When they turned their back on him and walked away from him and said he would never accomplish it, I was singing to him. When they walked away from the ministry, I was singing to him. When his wife walked away, when his husband walked, when all of these negative things and rough things that happened to us in the course of life, God said, I was singing to you. You didn't die because I was singing to you.
Thank you, Lord.
You didn't give up because you heard my voice.
Yes.
I was singing to you. That's what kept you going. That's the reason why you made it and they didn't make it. Amen. I've been singing to you. I've been singing to you. God didn't start singing to you when you got saved. He was singing to you before you got saved. When you was in the club, he was singing. When you was smoking weed, he was singing. When we was getting high, getting drunk, he was singing. That's the reason why we made it. That's the reason why we survived all of our foolishness. God had to remind me about my foolishness. Think about all the stupid stuff you've done before you came to some sense. We got some sense now, most of us. Yeah, most of us got some sense now. But there was a period, there was a time in our life, we ain't have no sense. We was just as crazy, just as silly, just as foolish as we could be. But he sung to us all through those seasons. He sung to us. And here we are now because he sung to us. Amen. Because he kept talking in the midst of our foolishness. Why am I talking to him in his foolishness? Because I don't want him to get lost. Oh, God. See, the sheep learns that even if I can't see the shepherd, if I just follow the singing, if I just follow his singing, I'll meet back up with him. I don't see him, I don't feel him, I don't know what's going on in my life, but I can faintly hear his singing. And so we keep moving in this direction. I know what it's like to feel like I've lost my way. I know what it's like to feel like he has left me. I know what it feels like when David said, it's a dry and weary land. I understand that feeling. When David said, there is nothing around here that can sustain my life. This is a dry and weary land. Wickedness is all around. People that you trusted in have done everything they can to hurt you. People that you run to for help it's a dry, you're looking for somebody to stand by your side. It's a dry and weary land. I've seen Christians, I've seen people, I've stood in the courtroom and seen people taken into custody and be broken in my heart and not be able to help. At that moment, you are all by yourself. You can say whatever, people on the outside can say whatever they want to say. But you are in there by yourself. That is a dry and weary land. No money in the bank. You got all these bills looking at you. You got children looking at you, expecting you to do this, expecting you to do that. And you don't know how in the world, the wife looking at you, you don't know how in the world you're going to deal with this situation. That is a dry and weary land. David said, I sought for him in a dry and weary. I couldn't find help nowhere. So I had to turn all of my attention to God. And in the process of turning to God, he gave me everything I needed. He was to me everything I needed in my life. So why do I pray? I pray because I need to breathe.
Amen.
That's why I pray. I pray because I need to breathe. I pray because I need to breathe. Because if I don't pray, I can't make it.
Amen. All right.
If I don't pray, I can't get this stress off me. I can't get this pressure off me. I don't know what to do if I don't pray. I need God. I don't know how you make it without him, but I pray because I need him. He is my life source. He is my strength. He is my strength. The song say, how does the song go? He's sweet, I know. Dark clouds may rise, stormy winds may blow. But I'll tell the world, wherever I may go, that I found a Savior, and he's sweet, I know. He's sweet, I know. He's sweet, I know. Dark clouds may rise, stormy winds may blow, but I'll tell the world, wherever I may go, I found a Savior, and he's sweet, I know.
Amen.
Hey, that right there, hey, that'll put some running in your feet.
Yes,
I've
yes.
been through some stuff. I don't have my back against the wall, and I have found him to be sweet.
Yes, Lord.
Oh, man, I found him to be sweet. Walk around the house with tears in your eyes. He's sweet, I know. He's sweet, I know. Dark clouds may rise, stormy winds may blow, but I'll tell the world, wherever I may go, I found a Savior, and he's sweet, I know. He's sweet, I know. He's sweet, I know. Dark clouds may rise, stormy winds may blow, but I'll tell the world, wherever I may go, I found a Savior, and he's sweet, I know. Put your hands together.
Amen.
I know. Go ahead and let the dark clouds rise. Let the storm, the wind blow. But I'll tell the world, wherever I may go,